Hey guys, so today's and girls. Today is April, God, what's the date that I swear I just looked? 17th, Wednesday, 2013. This morning I weighed in at 276, so no major weight loss, that's fine. Don't get discouraged by that. You don't want the scale to actually change every single day. That's something I want to keep stress. I can't stress that enough. Eventually your weight loss is going to slow down to being 1.5 to 2 pounds a week. As you're getting closer and closer to your goal, it's going to slow down even more, half a pound, 1 pound, depending on what you're going for. You know, like I said, I am gearing this channel a bit towards bigger people who have, 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose. But if you've got 20 pounds, 10 pounds, same thing, this method works just the same for you. But the smaller your goal is, the slower it's going to take to get there once you get closer and closer to it. So you're going to have, don't get discouraged by that. I never get discouraged anymore. I remember when I first started dieting, when I was first playing with it, I would lose, 1 pound a day, 2 pounds a day because I wasn't doing it right. And then my weight would stop dropping and I would get discouraged and I would not eat anything that day, or I'd cut my calories completely, or I would go and run for like an hour and a half on a treadmill or on a bike or something like that. That's not the way to lose weight. You want to keep it consistent. Remember, consistent, consistent, consistent. Just track the calories. You want to be losing eventually 1.5 to 2 pounds a week. When you first get started. Your first week, your first 2 weeks, your first week and a half, I expect to lose weight a little bit faster, but that's going to taper down, and it's going to taper down as you continue to lose weight. So don't let it discourage you. Just as long as you're keeping track, keeping progress, as long as you are progressing, you don't need to change anything. If it's not broke, don't fix it. One thing I'm going to tell you guys or talk to you guys about a little later also is going to be measurements, how to track your progress, because as many people say, when you start exercising, you start adding a little more activity, sometimes you're adding muscle while burning fat. Sometimes also your body is just holding on to weight, but you're still getting a composition change, which is essentially that. Losing a bit of fat, gaining a bit of muscle, and kind of toning up. So, measurements is a really great way to keep that in track. You can measure your waist, measure your legs, measure your arms, measure your shoulders, measure your neck. These are all places you're going to lose weight. I don't think there's a way to measure your face necessarily, but I remember when I first lost, I lost 30 pounds the first time. I went from like 250 plus down to like 300. People were like, wow, your face looks a lot skinnier. I think I lost like 15 or 20 pounds just in my face. So people notice. It's very noticeable. You'll definitely get responses as you start getting 10, 12, 20 pounds lighter. People are going to see it in your face. That's going to be one of the first things to show, which is great. So I'll see if there's a way to measure your cheeks or something like that. But chest, stomach, shoulders, neck, legs, these are all common ways. All it takes a little measuring tape. You can get measuring tape pretty much anywhere. Target, Walgreens, little corner stores and stuff like that. They've got that measuring tape that you use for sewing, and you just wrap it around an arm, wrap it around a leg, and find out how many inches, and keep track of those numbers. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a video. I have a guy that I work out with, who I'm also helping him diet, showing him how to exercise, which I'm going to show you guys how to exercise a little later too, using him. And so you guys are going to meet him. We're going to do his measurements, and you're going to kind of see how to take the measurement, where you want to take the measurement, so you can see what your progress is. If you're looking to gain some muscle, gain some size, then here's where to take measurements. Or if you want to just make sure, you want to see how your stomach's shrinking, you don't want to measure the hips. That's bone. That doesn't really change that much. So where on the stomach should you measure? Things like that. So progress. That's what we want to make. It's slow and steady. Right now, after the initial 2 weeks, we enter what I call my favorite phase, is the grind. That's where we're in. We're in the grind. That's where I'm at right now, which is where you just keep chipping away and chipping away and grinding away and grinding away, and making those little steps, that little bit of progress forward until we eventually reach the goal. First we have our ups and downs, etc., etc. So again, if you have any questions, if you guys need any help, if this is a 5-year-old video, 10-year-old video, 20-year-old video, I'll find some way to get a response to you 20 years from now, provided I'm not dead. All right.